There are plenty of theories suggesting that at some point, a person faces consequences for their actions. Some believe this reckoning happens after death. Others believe in karma catching up with you during life. I probably belong to the latter group, and here's why. I'm now over 40 years old and got married not too long ago, just 3 years back. And very recently, we welcomed a baby boy, which brings me immense joy. Many people are surprised that I started a family quite late. Actually, I first got married when I turned 30. My wife Linda was my neighbor. We went to school together almost our entire lives, friends, rivals, and as we grew older, we ran in the same social circles and had a lot in common. All my friends paired off with their girlfriends from those days, so Linda and I got married. We moved into a rented apartment to keep our parents from meddling. We were just starting to earn decent money, so within a year, we saved up for a down payment on a mortgage, bought a one-bedroom apartment, and decided to renovate it right away, just to freshen it up after the previous tenants. At that time, I was still driving that delivery van, so I often traveled to other cities with cargo, returning quite late. Linda had become an accountant at a small firm, dealing with contracts. It was a responsible job, but with regular hours from 9 to 6, so she interacted more with the workers handling our renovation. I completely trusted her taste. In general, she was quite savvy. She analyzed everything in such matters, comparing quality and price in different places before buying anything. Late at night, I arrive, and Miss Victor is still at our house drinking tea and telling stories what kind of customers there are. We sat together, laughed, and parted ways until the next day. My wife had taken a day off to supervise the work, and I, as usual, had to get up at 6 a.m. to go earn money. Overall, the work with Victor was progressing quickly. He finished the wallpapering. Then I found out that Linda consulted with him on where to buy a new wardrobe. They sent me photos again. They bought curtains together in the same way. I even joked, Victor, Linda's like your best friend now. You're even choosing curtains together? He casually replied, yeah, we've become friends. She sends me jokes. I'll forward them to you. We laughed together. The renovation was finished. All that was left was to repay small debts to our parents and a friend. Now I can't stand debts, so I immediately said that until we paid them off, I'd work without any. Days off. My wife didn't mind. She mumbled something about taking on a client who needed a tax report prepared. So for about 2 months, I came home literally just to eat, sleep, and, of course, hug my wife a bit. Then, after I settled all our debts, on my very first day off, she had news. She sat down in the morning, my dear wife, in front of me and announced, I'm pregnant. I was, of course, delighted. That's fantastic, I said. What great news. Except I'm not going to keep it, and I'm filing for divorce, she said, looking at me without blinking. What do you mean, divorce? Wait, what's going on, Linda? You don't want to have the baby now? I understand. We just paid off the renovation debts. But hold on, we'll have time to earn everything we need for the baby. I said something helpless, trying to calm her down and reverse this foolish decision. But she was adamant. No, I've thought it all over. I don't love you. I'm leaving for my mom's today, and we're filing for divorce. She darted into the hallway, and it turned out her things were already packed. She was prepared. I let her go. Then I called my mother-in-law, explained what had happened, and asked if she knew anything. She seemed genuinely surprised. What do you mean? Pregnant? What do you mean? Divorce? Have you both lost your minds? She started questioning me. You didn't mistreat her, did you? You didn't hit her? It turned out my mother-in-law was completely unaware of the situation. We agreed she'd call me back when Linda arrived. Linda sent me a text message. Got here. Don't worry, I called. She didn't pick up. I called my mother-in-law. She answered and said Linda hadn't arrived yet. Well, I snapped. What kind of games are these? Can't you just tell me if she's there? But I could tell she was genuinely worried. No, Mike, she's really not here. I hope nothing's happened. I'll call her myself now and find out what's going on. Half an hour later, she called back, yelling emotionally. Your wife has completely lost her mind and hooked up with that contractor. Victor, what an idiot. My mother-in-law was shouting. She says she slept with both of you but got pregnant. And since they used protection, the child is yours. When that wallpaper guy found out about the baby, he said he's willing to marry her but doesn't want someone else's child. And now this fool is going to have an abortion. I have to admit, I was stunned by this turn of events. I called Victor. He didn't pick up, probably scared out of his wits. Then I called my boss, explained everything, and asked for another day off. He's an understanding guy and agreed. In the morning, I went to Linda's office and found out she'd taken a few unpaid days off. At this point, I was completely furious. I started looking for her friends on social media. Well, it was clear. I was already blocked everywhere. My Linda turned out to be quick. That evening, I took on extra work to not waste the day and to keep myself from stewing over it. By morning, I came home. The washing machine and part of the furniture were gone. Only the fridge and TV remained. So I dialed her number and she picked up. Have you lost your mind? I asked right away. She brazenly replied, we have to split everything anyway. I left you your favorite things. If you do the math, it's all fair. Half and half. Well, you're a man. Why quibble over pennies? You'd better cool down and think. We still need to divide the apartment. I suggest we sell it without going to court and split the money equally. I told her to go to hell and hung up. Then I thought about it. Why embarrass myself with a court battle over a one-bedroom apartment? Forget it. That same evening, I estimated the price, quickly took photos, and listed the apartment for sale. If the barns burn down, let the house burn too. I'll earn money for a new place faster on my own. And so began my bachelor life. Work, apartment viewings. Then the apartment sold, and I split the money with my ex. I don't even want to remember how disgusting it was to see her during those times. Thankfully, at least she didn't drag Victor along with her. Interestingly, I maintained good relations with my ex-mother-in-law. She couldn't forgive her daughter for either the abortion or the divorce. She started calling me often, sharing what was going on. Linda married that wallpaper guy a month after our divorce. Yes, I knew even without her telling me, the town is small. From her, I learned that the abortion went badly and now my ex can't have children. During this time, I decided to leave my job and open a small workshop making wooden products. I'd always kind of dreamed about it, but never considered it seriously. And now, to keep myself from falling apart, I decided to pull myself together. And the business took off: knit stands, stools, chairs, cabinets, keychains. I gathered some skilled guys and we started achieving good production volumes. I can't say I forgot and forgave my ex, but my mind was occupied with other things. About a year had passed since the divorce. My ex-mother-in-law reported that Linda had gained a lot of weight, becoming twice her former size in every way. She blamed Victor, saying he ruined her daughter's life. No kids, no beauty. Then she called me with the news that Victor, while renovating another apartment, impregnated the female owner. And now there's love and a romance between them, and infertile Linda was left alone. The situation is, of course, wild, but it seems very much like retribution for past deeds, don't you think? I can't say I was only gloating, but I noted to myself that my ex got her punishment after all. And so several years past that, as I said at the very beginning, I now have a wife and a little son. The business is thriving. Then suddenly, the company. Where my ex works contacts us. It turns out they won some contract to organize events, and the client requested our keychains as souvenirs for guests. No problem. We calculated the estimate, sent the information via email, and then a call comes in. I see it's my ex's number on the display. I pick up, and there she is, sweet as can be, asking how I'm doing, how the business is going, whether I miss her, if I'd like to grab coffee, saying we're not strangers after all, and that she hadn't planned on calling. But since we'd have to communicate for work anyway, why not rekindle informal relations, acting as if nothing ever happened? And then I realized it wasn't a coincidence that her company decided to order our products. This is my ex's plan to rekindle our relationship. Apparently, things are going really tough for her, but to me, after so many years, it all seems so funny and even absurd. She should have thought things through back then. Now she can pay for the order and go to hell.